This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we are the ones who've encouraged you all along to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors, because really it's all about caring, and that's all we need to learn more about. The science of caring. CAREOLOGY on WPSL, Mondays after Swap Shop, hosted by the one and only Roxy Brown.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday after Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a beautiful and wonderful Thanksgiving. I did, and I just hope, and like I said, wish everyone had the same. Your family's good and healthy. That's what it's all about. My name is Roxy, and welcome to CAREOLOGY. I am your host today on this Monday, and I just want to say, those that are listening for the first time, thank you and welcome. CAREOLOGY is a subsidiary of CareBag Incorporated, a local nonprofit here on the Treasure Coast. And what we do one thing, and we do it well, very well. We provide access to proper hygiene to our homeless and our families in need, from ages 0 to 100 and plus. Our elderly, our veterans, our babies that are coming into this world. I call them our new neighbors. We provide up to Pampers, deodorant, hygiene items, everything you use in your bathroom. And we provide it to our families and our homeless, no charge to them. They can come to our office every Thursday from 2 to 6, except the last week, which would be this week. And we go ahead and we help them. They just need to bring an ID. We have our mobile shower units. One is stationed in Stewart at La Haya. We have one in Fort Pierce on Saturday at the First Methodist Church on Avenue A, and on Thursday in Vero at the Salvation Army. And we have our hygiene pantry that goes to different soup kitchens around the St. Lucie County. So anything you'd like to know about us, you can find us on 211, where all our information is there, or you can find us at our website at givecarebag.com, and it'll take you to our official website. And that's a little bit about us. We just always like to do things in the community, especially for our most vulnerable, which are our homeless, our veterans, our elderly, and our children. We have a big event coming up on this December. We have former NFL player Jeff Lux, and he's going to be with our Santa Claus and our Grinch, and we're going to be doing free sneakers. We're doing sneaker boxes for a little over 200 children. If you would like to participate, we are giving sneakers, underwear, T-shirts, pajamas, everything that they need within their hygiene. There's so many places they can get gifts, just like WPSL Christmas for Kids, Toys for Tots, the fire department, the police department. But what we're going to do, we are going to be giving sneakers, new sneakers, socks, underwear, T-shirts, pajamas to those children that are in great need of these things. It's important when they start school for the new year, everyone starts on a good fitting, and we want them to do that. If you would like to participate in this, we encourage you. Our number is 772-222-7399. You can call, you can text, you can let us know what you're interested in. You want to provide, your church or your organization wants to provide underwear or socks or T-shirts in all sizes, let us know. That is a blessing to everyone. So for those of you who are avid listeners and are always listening on social media and through WPSL, we welcome you and we thank you for always staying tuned. So this morning, I have a good topic. I was talking to one of my girls this morning, and I came back. I went on a little family vacation, and I came back, and I said, "How was your holiday?" And she said, "Oh my God, Roxy, family drama." And that, I said, "Cliff, that will be my show for today. Family drama. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, this is when two things happen. You can have the most beautiful time with your family, or you need to put on a bulletproof vest, because guess what? It is gonna be war. You think Israel and Hamas are having war? Let you get a bad turkey. Let something go wrong in the kitchen. Let somebody just not do what they're supposed to do.
One little distraction is all it takes.
It's all it takes. Or somebody making all these plans and don't show up to help. So that's what we're going to talk about, a little bit of family drama, because I myself, I am not immune from family drama, but I have taken myself out of it. A lot of people don't know you can divorce your family. And that's what I did for some family members. I just divorced them because I can't, life is too busy, life is too hectic for me to have unnecessary drama in my life. So that is what I did. I don't know what you want to do, but I like peace and quietness. Sometimes you might be tempted to put on that armored vest at family gatherings to protect yourself from your mother-in-law, from your mother, from your sister's report, from your second cousin's prickly observation. There's a lot of things that go on, but there's always another way to achieve self-preservation. And that's something we want to talk about. A lot of licensed marriage therapists and family therapists, they say you have to set boundaries. So that's something we want to talk about, setting boundaries with your family. You know, these are like a promise you make to yourself. And if you don't make a promise to yourself that I'm going to set a boundary to take care of your own, interest and your relationships with your family, it can go haywire. So when we talk about family boundaries, for me, I'm going to talk about me first. My family is husband, grandchildren, children, mother, brother. That is it. That is my immediate family. And my immediate family, everyone knows how you think. Okay? And they respect your boundaries the same way you need to respect theirs. Now, anybody else that doesn't come underneath that, they need to get in line. Now, you have to set your boundaries. Cliff, I don't know how you do it in your house, but you have to set your boundaries. Everyone knows you come in my house, you take off your shoes.
Oh my!
You see what I'm saying? That's a given.
Most of the folks in my house, they go barefoot as often as they can.
Okay, so if you know you have to come into someone's home and you know you have to take off your shoes and it happened to be raining that day and you don't want to be on the cold floor and you know you're coming there, you should have a pair of socks in your pocket.
That's the secret to life.
That's the secret to life. Have a pair of socks in your pocket, because guess what that does? That eliminates that conversation of, can you please take your shoes off? You already know you have to take it off.
But what do you hang over the fireplace at Christmas time?
That is not my concern. I'm in Florida. I don't have a fireplace.
That's right. So we don't have fireplaces here.
That's it. So you have to, these are the little things. I know we're joking about this, but you have to set boundaries. And when people know your boundaries, they need to respect your boundaries. Now, if they're not respecting your boundaries, I'm sorry to bust the bubble and break the egg right now. That means they don't respect you. It's simple. They just don't respect you. You have to have boundaries. That's what saves relationships. And relationships is not just relationships with a spouse or a partner. They're relationships with your mom, your dad, your sister, your cousins. Everyone has a relationship. It's a standard you're setting when you describe how you want to be treated. The minute you let someone know, you know what, this is how I need to be treated, that standard is going to remain all the way. The standard of Publix and Walmart, when you walk into their store and you pick up anything, you have to pay. That is the standard. You just don't walk in and pick up and walk out. That's not a standard. That is either a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the items you have in your cart. Okay? So over $200, it's going to be a felony. Under, it's going to be a misdemeanor. So you already know what's going to happen because they have placed a standard. Why is it that we go ahead and we operate with standards with everyone else, but when it comes to family members, we disregard them? You know, if you have a friend, if you have anywhere that you go and you know your friend's house, you know your aunt's house, anywhere you may go, you go ahead and you operate by their standards. You operate how they want you to treat them and how they want you to treat their home. Why is it some of us, we operate on standards for some and we throw other people's standards out the window? You know, that means you have no respect or no regard for that person. And that means now the person that is being treated like that, you need to look into that. You see what I'm saying?
That's why you need a careologist.
I love that. So we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about family drama, but we all have standards in our lives. And it's a standard you're setting that you describe to people how you want to be treated. You can have respect for that, or you don't. You see what I'm saying? And when you respect that promise by taking action anytime, when someone violates your well-being, they know there's going to be a risk. You see what I'm saying? The same way, we're going to go back to the store again. You cannot walk into a store and pick up anything that you want. You have to pay for it. So when you come into someone's home, when you come into someone's space, when you come into someone's car, there's certain things you know you don't do. No one will ever come into my car and light a cigarette. They know they're just not going to do that. All if they need to smoke, Roxy, can you pull over? I sure can. And you can come out. It's that they know they don't violate your space. Why are family members thinking that they can violate your space and they can violate your area and disrespect anytime? Why is it that family thinks they can do that, but they don't do that to anyone else, Cliff? You know, they won't do that
I've
to a
noticed
stranger.
that. They don't
Yeah.
do that to
They
other
won't do
people,
it to a
just
stranger.
family.
They won't do it to anyone else, but they'll do it to you. It's called being taken for granted. It's being talked about. You have not set that boundary.
Everything's a given.
Everything is a given, and everything is a take and a want and a want.
Gimme,
and
gimme, gimme.
A gimme. Oh, I try not to say that, but since you put it out there, gimme, gimme, gimme. And we have to stop that. We have to have boundaries with our family, and setting boundaries. When they know they cross that boundary, they know that there is a violation. Just like in the supermarket, if you put it in your basket and you walk out the front door, there is going to be a violation. And we need to know that. And having that violation, that protects your well-being. So that's what people have to understand. When people know that they are not going to violate your space, your well-being, your karma, your energy, whatever you want to call it, yourself, that's what's going to do. So we need to know that. People need to understand that. And it's not just people, it's the people that you have around you, especially those you spent the years with, entangled in that toxic family dynamic. That's what it is. If you have had a toxic family dynamic, excuse me, now that family dynamic could be anything. It could be money related. It could be job related. People borrowing too much money. People not working on a job. They got to live with you. People always wanting what you do for free. Some people, family members have businesses, and families come in and think they can just get whatever they have free. You can't walk into the store and just pick it off the shelf. People have to understand, if your family member has a business, don't expect them to do it for free. That's their product. That's things that anything they have on the shelf, anything that they're using, they have bought that. So if you put a little, say, okay, sis, cuz I can't pay what you normally charge, but can you cut me a break? Somebody would rather cut a break, and at least they know they can cover their product and their time that they have. But because people don't respect you, because there's already that toxicity in that relationship, in that family relationship, people take people for granted. They violate your space. They violate your happiness. They violate your peace of mind. And when that is gone, you are just miserable. You want to run away. And I think, I don't know if you know this, Cliff, that just happens. We don't do those with friends. When we have a friend that does that, we get rid of them. If someone violates our space, our time, makes us unhappy, makes us uneasy, we just get rid of them. And I'm not saying you can just get rid of family, but sometimes you can back away. Sometimes you can back away. When you know you're getting that call that is just about want, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's just that simple. It's a simple word. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Right now, I can't help you. My immediate family needs me, my money, my time, my space, my energy, my light, whatever you call it. My Jesus moment, whatever it is, you and your family need that. And we need to set up those boundaries. We need to know when we have those boundaries, we need to know when to open the gate and when to close the gate. We need to know when to build a wall, and we need to know when to knock it down. You know, I have some family members, when they call me and I see it, I don't answer my phone. I'm telling you, if they're listening, so be it. I won't answer my phone.
They just want to, sometimes it's just wanting to vent drama.
No, I don't do drama.
Right.
So let me tell you about drama. If someone's got, not drama, gossiping. If someone called you and is gossiping, the fact that you can listen to the gossip means you're just entitled to gossiping just like them. My daddy taught me that.
I've observed a lot of gossiping, and I've noticed that if people don't know the truth about what's going on in your life, and somebody says, how's so-and-so doing? they'll make something up, and that's where gossip begins.
That's how gossip
They
begins.
don't communicate
That's
with
it.
you. They'd rather talk about you.
Well, see, anyone that knows me know who I am. The minute you tell me something, I said, why don't we just call that person and just sort it out? Because whatever you tell me, you should be able to say to them. And if you cannot say it to them, that means you should not be talking. So we talk about boundaries, and that's a word that's like a buzzword. Everybody talks about boundaries, 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 and they're using it incorrectly. Okay. So you have boundaries for relationship and you have boundaries for family. We're talking about boundaries for family. Your boundaries for family has to do with the word respect. You can have boundaries for different things, and respect means a different meaning, but your boundaries for family, it's a little bit more dynamic. It's power dynamic because you have a matriarch. Whatever matriarch you have in your family, it comes from there and it comes down. Okay. And we respect our matriarch, which is usually the oldest, either the oldest person in your family or the person that does the most for your family. And if you are a person that does the most for your family and you are not being respected, you need to look at yourself and you need to say, you know what? Maybe I need to start cutting ties. Maybe I need to start doing less. Because if you're not being appreciated, what happens is you suck out your energy and now you are no good for your immediate family. And those are the things that happen. There's nothing wrong with helping, there's nothing wrong with doing. But when do we get to the part where we are just giving of ourselves and then we have no one to pour back into us? And that is something we really really need to look at. And if you go to a job, so if you go to a job and there's one person that's just doing the work and nobody else is working, they fire everybody, they promote you. Okay. In a family, that should be the same instance. If the ones that are not doing it, you find someone else and you go ahead and you put yourself in a position to say, you know what, you got to go, you got to go. No, no, no. We don't know how to say no. I don't know why no, Cliff, is the hardest word to say. I don't understand. We say yes and we know we can't do it. We have to start learning to say no, that's not going to work.
I hear that from swamp shoppers every now and then. Somebody will call and say, "I'll be right there to pick up the item," and of course, several other people call you and you tell them, "No, I got somebody coming to look at it," and they never show up.
Well, see, now this is where you need to do. We're gonna just switch a little bit. The first one that comes is the first one that gets
That's
it.
what we encourage.
That's what we encourage. If it's there and you want it, get in your car, listen to Swap Shop on the way while you pick it up. Because if you want it, you'll do it. And that's the same thing. If you want to help someone and someone is important to you, you would help them. You understand? Family is about helping. It's not about sucking someone dry. So for Thanksgiving, I went away. We had a family funeral, and I had to go to a family funeral. But after the funeral, it was family time because family from all over the world was there. So it was a good time to see people you haven't seen in 3 and 4 years. And of course, you have family drama, but it's the matriarch of the family who makes sure it's done. Who makes sure it's done, it's sorted. Whatever happened gets sorted out and gets put into position. You can't. Everyone must have their place. We had a function and everyone participated. Everyone, what's your duty? What's your duty? You can't sit down with your hands folded and your feet laid back and just watch everyone do everything. That's not participation. And then when something's wrong with you, you want everybody to help you. It doesn't go like that all the time. It doesn't go like that. Hi, Teresa. To good morning. She said it's a great topic. You're right on Dandy. It's a great topic because guess what's coming around? We have another holiday coming up in December.
In fact, we got like 3 in a row. We got Christmas and New Year's.
And guess what? The family's gonna come together again, and there's gonna be more drama. And if we are not learning from this, it's called respect. It's called boundaries. It's called not violating of my space. And we have to know that when you violate someone's space and that happens, you have to realize that just like an employee won't put up with that, they correct it and it's treated. You have to learn how to show someone. You have to control your behavior and know that what you're doing, it's unfair to the other people around you. And what people have to understand, if you have little family members, they're watching. The kids are
That's how they
watching.
learn. Yeah.
That's how they learn how to treat other family members. And if that's not being right, you're raising another generation to do the same thing over and over again. You have to show it. You have to show that that generation coming up, you can learn from the mistakes of others, and that's where you have healthy boundaries. We have all type of boundaries, but you have to have healthy boundaries, and healthy boundaries on the other end are beneficial for them and for you, and it helps people feel safe. It reduces the conflict that you have in family situations because you've now put down healthy boundaries. And not only that, it brings you closer together. It really helps develop a family, and it helps that the younger generation sees how you treat other people. And that's the part that's important. A lot of us have all these events for families and we see each other, and either you don't want to go or you want to just cut them off. You don't want to go, you want to cut them off so you don't have to deal with it. But then you miss out on enjoying your family. You miss out on those situations. So what you can do, you can at least enjoy it a little bit more if you're in control of the situation. Someone's coming at, what, Cliff, Cliff is my family. You know what, Cliff? When you come to my house, you need to take off your shoes. If that is a problem, it's better. Look, it's better that you just don't come. Well, I'm gonna cut. Well, then you need to bring slippers or you need to bring socks.
I grew up with a friend that had a mother that would not let us in the house unless we took our shoes off.
And guess what? That is her home. It was easy.
Yeah.
Why does someone feel that the minute you say that, oh, you don't like me? It has nothing to like. I want to keep my floor clean. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just using that as an example. I have a friend and I know that's what she likes. The minute I get to her house, guess what? She's never had to tell me to take off my shoes because I see all the shoes on the right-hand side of the door when I come in.
Hint the first time when you see the shoes. Yeah.
Take them off.
Everybody's shoes are right there by the door on a mat.
Everybody's shoes are right
That's
there.
That's where yours go, right there.
Right there.
Okay.
And you know what? If you can't respect that, when I come to your home, how do you expect me to respect your home? But people that respect people's boundaries are going to do that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then that's it. So we're always going to be accommodating. I got a story to tell you that you guys are going to love, but we're going to do it right after we come back after these messages about family drama and the good boundaries and the bad boundaries. The real Careology will be back after these messages.
Family drama during the holiday season. Today's topic on Careology with Roxy Brown. We'll be right back.
Why call Two Men in a Truck of the Treasure Coast? You want to move your business without moving a single meeting? You want it handled with no fuss. Lots of stuff, no time to move it? You need the pros that care. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck of the Treasure Coast. Family owned and operated franchise. Call 772-236-0827. 772-236-0827. Movers who care. Visit Two Men in a Truck, treasurecoast.com. Create custom business signage that customers can't miss or resist. Let Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie help you get the job done right. Over 80 years combined experience. Get it right the first time. Call 772-337-4027 and tell them Roxy said to call. Remember, call 772-337-4020. Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie. Hi, this is Roxy from Careology, and I just want to talk about volunteering. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. It takes courage and dedication to offer your time and skills to help out a cause that is a noble act that deserves recognition. Volunteering is a great way to make a difference in our community, and CareBag needs your help. We are looking for dedicated volunteers. So please get a pen, get a paper, and take down this number. It's 772-222-7399. Call us and let us know you're interested. We are looking for volunteers for the evening hours between 5 and 8 p.m. to go to our soup kitchens with our new mobile hygiene pantry. I look forward to hearing from every one of you. And remember, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. Thank you.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
We now return to Careology, brought to you by CareBag and hosted by Roxy Brown.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is Roxy with Careology, and it is so good to be back with everyone. And hi, Teresa, and everyone listening to us on our social media site and any of the 46 plus countries over the world and listening anywhere. We just say welcome to Careology. We are on at 10:05 every Monday here on WPSL 1590, and we are just happy to be here. And we're talking about something that we're talking about family drama, having boundaries, having communication, because we have a lot of things coming up. We had Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have New Year's, then we have Easter, we got birthday parties, anniversary. This applies to any and anything. But it's just really funny. So I had a friend I talked to, and she said, "You know what, Roxy, over Thanksgiving my mom hates going to her brother's house." So she went to her mom and she said, "Listen, we're going to call him Bill. We're going to Uncle Bill's house, and because we know he gets drunk, we're going to go there for 2 hours. We're not going to spend the night. We're going to get a hotel, and when it's time, only thing I need you to do is go ahead and pull out your handkerchief out of your bag and just wipe yourself and just act like you have a cold." And she said 30 minutes into it, her mom got the handkerchief out and started blowing her nose, but they agreed to 2 hours. And she said her mom kept doing it over and over and over again. So she finally went to her mom and said it's time to leave, and her mom said, "Why are we leaving?" And she said, "Well, you've been giving me the sign with your handkerchief." She said, "No, Uncle Bill has a cat and I'm allergic to cats, but I love the cat." So it's called communication. Her mom wasn't ready to leave. The daughter got really upset that her mom wasn't listening to her, wasn't communicating, but she didn't find out just that little thing. So it's making signs, it's making communication, and it's listening to what someone has to say. So that is where we have to remember your boundaries need to be firm. But in a lot of circumstances, there's a lot of room for negotiation. And it's grace if someone doesn't fulfill their end of the bargain, but you have to just see with them. So family is a really tricky thing. You can walk away from a friend, you can get a new job, you can start a new business, but family you're stuck with. Friends, jobs, all of that, that's something you choose. Family, you're born into it. And what people have to realize is that a lot of us, we don't want your criticism. We don't want your unsolicited advice. And we don't want your criticism. And we don't want you telling us about finances or what you need. Family gatherings should be just about fun, but we find a way to pick at each other and to find the negatives of each other. And sometimes just that is just not good. So, when you have something happening, you really want to go ahead and communicate with the next person. Let them know, do this before the family function. That would be my advice. I'm not a therapist, I'm just somebody with common sense. If you have an issue with someone, before you know you're going to get in the room with it, call them. You know what, Cliff? What you did last time, I didn't really appreciate that. We're going to have a family function. I think we need to clear the air instead of making the whole family be part of your problem,
Uh-huh.
because everybody's going to have an opinion and no one's going to know the story.
That's right.
You pull someone aside, and you always bring, the Bible always says when you have a conflict with someone, you bring someone in so they can be a witness. You bring three people, you put another person in that both of you agree. You sort out that situation so that when that family function comes, even if it's not sorted, it's been talked about and it's done.
Humans are designed when they're all of one mind can accomplish anything.
And then, but you can also tear down a country.
Yeah.
You could also tear down a house,
It's a
put
big
fire.
responsibility.
It's a big responsibility, and people are just taking it and doing it anyway. So I think the drama that we having in families is because we don't communicate. Everybody's so puffed up. Everybody is so angry. You don't want to talk about it. Once you figure out how to talk to someone, when marriages have problems, you go to a marriage therapist. Families will never go to a family therapist. They're never gonna go. Someone has to be a into you. Someone needs to have intervention before someone says, "Oh, let's do something." But sometimes the person that needs intervention, he needs intervention from the family drama that's happening. A lot of the time, it's the family drama that's happening, the secrets that are kept in families that nobody wants to talk about. Sometimes you have to talk about these things, or the misrepresentation in families.
Some can be traumatized
Yeah,
by
things
family
could have
stuff.
happened.
Yeah.
I have someone that I talked to a couple years ago, and things happened years ago, and he never knew about it. And it's not until an argument at a family table that, guess what? Boom, it came out. And
Yep.
let me tell you, it's like the gates of hell opened up because nobody knew. And now you're sitting there with your mouth wide open, your eyes wide open. All of this can happen through communication by picking up the phone and having a conversation before the day of the event. Let's talk about it. I heard this is going on. This is bothering me. Or I heard this happened a while ago. Call it out by its name. You call it out by its name. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. You did this to me. And it's hard. It's not easy to do that. It's hard to do it. That's why you always have that next person, you know? Texting, emailing, that's not going to work because a lot of your emotions get lost in translation. A text and an email cannot show your passion and your emotion. It's your voice and your tone that they're going to see. You send a text, that person either can think you're joking or you're angry, and you can be the most calm person. So sometimes it's called communication and just going ahead and saying, this is how I feel. Don't talk about it over the dinner table when everyone's trying to enjoy a meal. They have something you can't talk with your mouth full, and everyone wants to say something when your mouth is full.
I know. I don't know why.
And I don't know. Hey, look, me and you are on the same page. I don't know why. But it with everything happening, families, this is where now this is we're gonna get serious now on a serious note. This is where a lot of people commit suicide around this time.
Hmm.
988. We always say the number. And you know, and they do this because they don't have family.
Right.
A lot of people don't have family. I deal with a lot of homeless, a lot of families, through the Treasure Coast on Palm Beach. They don't have a brother, they don't have a sister, their parents died, their grandparents died, they are alone.
That's why you got to create good memories while you've got a chance to with your
There you
family.
go, because I was going
Create
there.
those.
You have to create good memories. We went ahead and I buried my brother-in-law um over the weekend before, and I came home and I went to a funeral of a friend, and it's just so happened when I picked up the papers of my car, I realized I had her memorial for here with me. And just listening to what they had to say about Rhonda Brown. She was actually from our community, and she was a blogger, and she went ahead and she did a lot with Care Bag. She was part of the Royal Palms here in our community. She belonged to the Gems, going the extra mile. She belonged to the Queens of St. Lucie County, and but she was a leader in our community. She had the treasure. She served meals at the Treasure Coast. She volunteered for family meals, and she was a big blogger. She leaves behind her son, two sons, and her husband, and we want to give our sympathy and our condolences out to them. And I came back Thursday and I went to her funeral on Friday. And it was so nice to sit down and hear what her family had to say about her. And you want your legacy. You want when you sit down, your family's not grumbling about you. Two services that I went to, everyone had something good to say. Every family member, when we were together, had something good to say. And you want to have those family memories. We are not here. Two things we have to deal with are taxes by the IRS and the grave. Those are two things we're going to have to deal with. That is
Two
unevitable.
things are certain, yes.
Two things are certain.
Death
Two
and
things.
taxes.
Two things are
Yeah.
certain. And
Hmm.
I know they're not any of my advertisers, but Bell's Funeral Home and Cremation, right here in Port St. Lucie, they did her service, and I just want to say, they're not any advertisers of mine, but they did such an amazing job. They're just what they did for the acknowledgement and the last rites of Rhonda Brown Friday. They did an excellent job. My hat goes off to them. And saying that, I just, we have to talk about this because death is inevitable for everyone. So if you're having that family drama, if you're having that family that's not communicating, you have to remember no one is here forever. And we have to cherish our family. We have to, if the person that you're arguing with, if something happens to them, right now you're saying, oh, I don't care, but you will care. You will, we're all puffed up in ourselves, and we all have, we all think we have this big steel armor in front of us. Nothing bothers us. But if you take that down, you're going to bleed and you're going to cry like everyone else. And you don't know. She was young. She was 41 years old, and she leaves two young kids behind. You don't know when your time is going to come. You don't know what's going to happen to you. So all that family drama, all those things that are happening, we have to have now called valuable conversations. Have valuable conversations with your family. Let them know you're frustrated about this. Let them know you don't like when they say this, and do it in a respectful way, because you don't want this to be hanging on and on and on. That's something you don't want. You want everything to just run smoothly. You can have a family function. You can be with your family and have a great time. I hear repeatedly, my goodness, we're gonna get together and it's gonna be pure argument. It doesn't have to be pure argument all the time.
How you
You know,
anticipate it might have an
yeah, when
effect
you,
on it,
yeah, it might, that anticipating, you're right, Cliff,
Mhm.
anticipating, oh my God, they're gonna say this, they're gonna say that. Have a conversation. You know what? Every time I come, you're making fun or you're saying this. I don't really like that. It just cuts into my time with the family. I don't even want to be here. Maybe they don't know. You're sitting there and you're laughing with them, knowing that it's hurting you inside. Say something. You can't keep laughing at yourself. It's not going to be good. It's important to keep in mind that it's going to take time to teach others how you want to be treated. If your family's been doing this over and over again, it's going to take time for them to know. But if you say it at first, it's going to be kind of exhausting to repeat yourself over and over again, but it gets easier over time. And as much as possible, be fluid. Let people know these are my boundaries that I set today. This is what I want. And that change is going to come. It might take months, and maybe in a year or maybe in a month or even two. But no matter how much, you evolve into your core function of how you want to be treated. Protecting your well being is going to make you stronger. It's going to make you healthier. It's going to build on your relationship with your family members. And when you build on your family relationships, others are going to see it, and it's going to build on theirs. And that's going to be the important part. So that's what we want to say. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? This is what's bothering me. This is what's going on. So as the next holiday rolls around, as the next family gathering rolls around, whether it's a family reunion, whether it's dinner out, whether it's taking your sister's birthday, your brother's birthday, your mom's birthday, your dad's wedding, it doesn't matter what the situation is. Set your boundaries. Let someone know, you know what, this is what I don't like, this is what I respect. And you keep repeating it over and over again for your well-being. Now, if time has passed and it hasn't changed, take yourself out of that, because your well-being is the most important. People have to remember, Cliff, that when you have a family gathering and you're together, when everyone leaves, you are still left feeling that way.
Mhm. Yeah.
When they're gone, they're not remembering what they did. You are still left feeling that way. So the best thing you can do is sometimes don't go. I've had family functions and I've said to my husband, you know what, baby, I ain't going.
Yeah,
And he'll look at, I don't know if you've done it, Cliff.
I've done it.
I've done, sometimes I just take myself out of it because I already know what's going to happen. And if you haven't changed over these years, you're not going to change because you hear Roxy's not coming. So sometimes you just take yourself out of it. And guess what? You have peace of mind and you have joy. Certain things you cannot buy in your lifetime. Joy, peace, happiness, peace of mind. That is something that you cannot buy. No one can give you. That is something that you have within the depths of your soul. And you need that. You decide whether it's going to be okay. You decide if it's going to be okay or it's not going to be okay. For your families to criticize you, to call you names, to treat you the way you want to be treated with no respect, you decide if it's okay or it's not okay. And when you make that decision that it's not going to be okay, you have your peace. That family drama goes away, because if you set that boundary and you say, no, you're not going to do this, guess what? That family drama that was just about to happen, it just dissipated. It just removed itself from it, because guess what? You have set that boundary. You cannot be afraid to do it. You have people that make drama because they have, one, nothing going on in their lives, or their lives are so pathetic they just want to make somebody else miserable. That's what you got to remember. People that bring drama have either nothing happen on in their lives, or they just want to have somebody as miserable as they do.
People like to pick at people and prod and
Hmm.
tease and always push. And, well, they need a little careology in their lives.
This is what I'm going to say, because I know time is winding down. We still have a couple minutes, but I want to just leave this. I'm going to repeat this over again. I am not going to allow myself to be invested in how people react to me. How they react is all about them and says nothing about who I am
True.
and the person that I am. That's what you got to remember.
Great affirmation there.
I am not going to allow myself to be invested in how my blank, you can fill in the blank,
Yeah.
how my parents, how my mom, my dad, my sister, my cousin, my friend, my husband, my child, I am not going to be invested in how you decide you are going to react to me. How you react to me is all about you and says nothing about who I am as a person. And
Ah,
that's it. I do not let anyone define me.
remember that, friends.
Yes, I don't let anyone define me. And if I break it down a little, for those of you who this has gone over their head, let me help you. Let me go ahead and help you with this right now. If you don't pay my bills, what you say cannot affect me.
Ah.
Boom, drop the mic. I can't drop the mic in here.
Now, on the other hand, if you do pay her bills,
You
you
can,
might be able to make a suggestion every now and then, but you're not going to
yes,
be in
there you
total
go.
control.
That's it. There you go. I love that. I love adding that in. I love that adding that in. So we're gonna break it down another way. If you do not contribute to the paying of my bills and the value of what I do in my life and how I get to work, how my gas gets in my car, what you say does not matter. That's just, I was trying to be nice and politically correct when I said it the other way, but let's just break it down and just make it that everybody could understand. Your there's a word that I'm trying to get it and it's not coming to me. Your value of what you think of me does not matter. The value of what you think of me does not matter when you are not contributing to me.
It does not constitute her reputation.
See what I'm saying?
You're just saying that
You
it's all about you.
Yeah, you have your children. You put into your children, you put into your grandchildren. So what comes out of your grandchildren, it reflects on you. Okay? But as an adult who is working, paying my bills and doing what I have to do, the value of what you say to me is zero. That's why nothing really bothers me. People are there
You're
like,
not moved
Roxy,
by it.
but people are like, Roxy, you don't care. No, I do not. I do not care. I don't care, because the value of what you say is not helping me. Now, if you're telling me something that is going to help me, that is going to lift me up, that is going to make me a better person, I'm going to sit there and my ears are going to be sticking out and I am going to put my phone on mute because I want to hear what you're putting into me, because it's going to have value into my life. So we're going to repeat that again. I am not going to allow myself to be invested in how blank reacts to me. You
Mhm.
can fill in that blank with whoever you want to fill it in. How they react is all about them and says nothing about who I am as a person.
All right.
You make yourself. You got your boundaries. You have your communication. You make sure nobody violates your space. No one off the street can come in and look at you and say whatever they want to say, because they know, whoa, I don't have the boundary. I'm going to be violating this person's space. So why do we make family, not friends? We don't even allow friends to do that. Why do we allow family to violate and skip over the boundaries that we make for everyone else? What makes them so special that they can do that?
We don't know
And
why.
they don't contribute to you.
Yeah, friends who want to join your family because it would be convenient for them. That's what I have to watch out for.
That's a whole nother show.
We
can. I'm not here next week, but we can definitely do that on our next show. We're gonna have Miles doing our next show. But we have I heard from a lot of people. I was with my family. I was with my extended family. I love them to death, and the reason I love them because they speak before we get together. They speak. They put it out. We're always talking. So when we get together, we don't got no family drama.
Right.
I love that. We ain't got no family drama, but I got another set of family. And it's the total opposite. I told you from going on Careology 4 years, I'm going to speak it. I'm going to speak the truth, whether it's my truth or not. I'm not going to be fake, so I got family drama, but what do? I move myself out of it because I don't have time for it. I love peace. I love quietness. I have my family that I deal with. So what I do for myself is what I'm telling you to do for yourself. So I know we got a couple minutes. How much minutes I got left, Cliff?
About 3 or 4.
So I'm just going to put it out there. When you decide that it's not okay for your family members to criticize you, call you names, make sure you're treating yourself with respect. That's what you have to. When you treat yourself with respect, you're going to tell them it's not okay.
Be aware of yourself too. Be aware of what you're saying to other people and how you're
that is correct.
to them.
You could even set boundaries that are just for you. For example, you say it to yourself again. I'm not going to allow myself to be invested in how my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad treats me or how they react to me. How they react is all about them with their problems, and it says nothing about you, what you do. It could be your business, it could be your money, your finances, it can be your space, your house, your car. However they're reacting to you has nothing to do about you, it has to do about them. Okay? When you go ahead and you can say that affirmation to yourself and to them, then you are going to be a better person. It's important for you to keep in mind that it's going to take time to teach them how you want to be treated. If you've been having them treat you like this for years, do not be fooled. It's going to take time. It's going to take months. It might take a year. It might take 2 more years. And you're going to feel like it's going to be exhausting. But you got to stick to your gun.
We're also not under any obligation to do stuff just because everybody else does.
That's right. So it's going to get easier over time. And when they see that you are serious about this and they're convicted, okay, she's serious about this, they're going to start taking you seriously. Mm-hmm. People are going to take you for a joke if you keep laughing at the jokes they say about you. That's it. If
only a comedian can laugh at himself.
If somebody says something and it's about you and everyone's laughing and you're not laughing, everyone will stop laughing. Mm-hmm. But if you're kiki and laughing with them, oh, she's okay with it. And deep in your soul, it's not okay. Stand up. No matter how much it hurts, stand up. Evolve yourself to what you want. Protect your well-being so that you're stronger, you're healthier, your relationships are healthier, and with your family members, it will remain the same. So I'm just going to leave you with this again. I'm not going to allow myself to be invested in how whoever reacts to me. How they react to me is all about them, and it says nothing about who I am as a person. My name is Roxy, and this is Careology.
What's your phone number if people need to get a hold of you?
772-222-7399. And they can also go to our website at givecarebag.com, and that takes you right to our official website where you can either seek services or if you'd like to make a donation to us. This is at the end of the year, tax deductible. You got your IRAs, your everything. Talk to your financial advisor how they can go ahead if you'd like to make a donation to CareBag. Oh, yeah. And we would appreciate that because it's going to the work in our county. So we are just grateful for that. Again, this is Roxy with Careology. It has been a pleasure. Remember, do not allow other people to invest into your happiness.
And when you see a QR code on Careology, scan that thing and go see what you could do on behalf of CareBag.
Again, Roxy, good night, good day, everybody. Have a great day.
You've been listening to Careology. The Science of Caring with Roxy Brown. Happens every Monday in the 10 o'clock hour, right here on Digital 1590 WPSL. It's one of the many reasons why we're the talk of the Treasure Coast.